And you're live. Have
Thank
fun.
you.
All right. Well, welcome to the February
This conference
22nd,
will now be recorded.
2021 Lincoln County Planning Commission. Joshua, could you please call the roll?
Andra Bobbitt,
Here.
Terry Bugenhagen,
Here.
Shaylin Stratton,
Here.
Judy Pelletier,
Here.
Bill Spolnick, Dick Cutler,
Here.
Scarlett Kier,
Here.
and Misty Lambrick.
Here.
Thank you.
All right. We have a quorum. Do we have any past action review for the Planning Commission from staff?
Not tonight.
All right. Well, the only action item on our agenda is the approval of findings of case file 01ZCPC20. Applicants Kyle and Ashley Humphreys. I hope everyone has had a chance to read the final order, and if there's any discussion or if someone would like to make a motion.
I would make a motion that we approve the final order as presented, with the exception of any typos that may have been found.
Okay.
Second?
Anyone would like second?
I'll second.
Judy second. Okay, terrific. And so let's, there's no further discussion. All those in favor of approval of the findings, conclusions, and final order, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Motion, the final order passed, and it's a recommendation to the county commissioners. And any other planning commission concerns?
Yes, where do we stand with the Georgia Pacific? I know we passed it on, but has there been any activity?
Oh, that's a good question. So the question is, was that appealed? And there's a
Yeah.
15-day appeal period, right? Or anything. Did anything happen? There's a 15-day appeal period. So I'm not. What does the planning staff know?
Well, we have, right, Megan? I don't recall, and John's not here tonight, and he's been the principal staffer, bird dog in the project from the beginning. But I haven't heard, at least members of the public interacting with us or anyone appealing or anything like that. It's been really silent.
Howard?
Why don't we do this? This is Jerry. I'll check with staff, and I think we can email an update. I mean, at least you should know if there's been an appeal or some such thing, and we'll check that out. That was a good question. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That's better than trying to wing it coming attractions. I don't believe there's been anything significant, Jerry. It's been very
Okay,
quiet
good,
on that front.
good.
Okay.
All right. Are there any other concerns, or when is there anything coming up that we should expect to be meeting on?
Well, again, what'll be another very big, probably very memorable, very impactful discussion will be, there's this the beach segment there in Glen Eden Beach. There are a couple of major condominium developments that are getting very close to falling into the ocean, and they can't, under our land use plan and the county's, and the state's rules, they were developed after that January 1st, 1977 deadline, meaning if you if you built your property after that time, you're not eligible to receive riprap. And those two major condo projects, and one resort, well, the Worldmark and Sea Ridge, as well as about 8 property owners, are in deep trouble because the ocean has now come up to literally their doorstep, and because they're not eligible for to be able to apply to Oregon State Parks to have riprap, they'll need a goal exception. And so we're going to be, so those different entities will be filing separate goal exception applications, I understand. But we've been working very, very closely with the different parties to try to consolidate at least the hearing part of what we're doing, because a lot of the fact patterns are shared and going to be very similar. There's a little different story for how each of the properties ended up in this circumstance, but the larger framework discussion is a lot of shared information about Goal 18 and coastal processes. So that's always been it's an interesting conundrum about how to do that, and we spent a lot of time with the applicants trying to noodle through. Wait a minute, should they all be involved with one big application, or do they want to? Because they're ultimately they're the applicants would have to decide. Do those applicants want to apply separately? And I think at the end of the day, they're applying. So we're trying to achieve both things. The different groups are going to apply separately, but again, we're going to try to have a coordinated consolidation hearing format. But it's a big deal, and a lot of time. There's a lot on the line, and there's going to be, there are a lot of very capable professionals that are involved in the process in terms of the legal teams assembled, and I think this will probably be one of the most important discussions about the beach and riprap and all of those issues and the fate of the beach in Oregon, maybe since the beginning of since the beach bill. So I'm kind of excited about it. I suppose I'm a glutton for punishment, but the different parties have been working with our department now for the last couple of years, and so I've been at the heart of this issue, trying to counsel everybody on different ends of the spectrum on this for a very, very long time. And I think these guys, one other observation here, if I may, Madam Chair, is that the goal exception applications probably would have been to us many months ago, but they were holding off to see because of the COVID and seeing, for a while there, we were really not open for business as a planning commission trying to, and remember how the narrative was, we'll be open by summer. And so, ultimately GP really forced us into making sure that we found this format to continue to having planning commission meetings. So again, I've been in contact with the various folks and they're gearing up to get something to us. And so I wouldn't be surprised if any day now, those formal Goal 18 goal exception applications start coming in, and the 3 different entities should be doing all at the same time.
Okay.
So I think my staff report, everything like that it's going to be really important to get that right, to frame the issues correctly. I just hope at the end of the day that the whole process creates a lot more light than heat, because this issue has always created so much controversy. People very, very strong feelings on both sides of the equation. So,
Well, knowing all that, everyone don't go out trying to talk to people if we think we are having a hearing coming up and everything. Try to stay neutral until we get our materials presented to us. That will be important.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Tom, do you have any idea what direction the 2 Worldmark and Sea Ridge are going to go?
you mean what do you mean by direction, Terry?
Are they going to do a rebuild, or are they going to do an ad, or how are they going to go?
I think I think we just wait to see what the applications will say, because we've been in
Okay.
touch with them, but it's probably it's whatever they come up with ultimately. And they're
Well,
working with their attorneys.
Yeah, and the fundamental thing that they're gonna be asking for, and I don't think this is getting into the substance of the actual arguments, is they will be applying for an exception, which is kind of like a big variance. All right, the rule doesn't apply, a goal exception from the goal 18 provision that says that those properties are not eligible to apply to state parks for riprap protection. So what they want is riprap. That's real clear. They want to be able to place riprap in front of their properties to protect those properties from the ocean. That part couldn't be simpler in terms of what do they want and what's their approach. It's everything between where they're at right now and achieving that goal that the goal exception process is about. And so yes, we'll be taking an in-depth journey through the Oregon Beach Bill and because I think it's important to start there to frame the issues. And so again, I'm going to do my best to make that a coherent presentation that does not drone on and on and on, because I love the subject and I know a lot about it because I've been around it for years, and I've always taken an opportunity. I'm old enough to have been around some of the people that were really instrumental in the beach bill because I worked so much in the Capitol. So it's my task, Madam Chair, as it is always, to try to pare down my remarks to make them more effective.
All right, looking
All right.
forward to it.
We'll see how successful I am at that, right?
You
right.
mentioned 2 properties, but you keep referring to 3 properties. So you got World Mart, you got Sea Ridge, and you got what?
Well, there's about the other sort of category of clients are single family residential homes on those bluffs that also don't have goal 18 protection, but they've come together in a single class of various people, and they're represented by Dennis Bartolas, who's retired and living in Arizona, but is still has taken on this project because he was their attorney for quite some time. Is that you got that, Scarlett? Does that make sense now? So you get the 2 major World Mark Resort, Sea Ridge, and then a third class, and then a third group is actually 6 or 7 property owners that are mom and pop, what we call mom and pop folks.
All right. Okay, so stay tuned to your email and we'll see. That's the next, there's nothing else coming up in the meantime that you know of.
Well, it's just a matter of time. I mean, we're so busy and there's so many calls and so many things going on. And that really does translate into, it's good that we're sort of found a way to make sure that we can have the planning commission up and running. And yes, we'll try to, fill out the roster and get the full number of folks involved. So thank you very much for being here tonight. And we appreciate that.
All right. Well, after that, I guess we are adjourned and we'll see you all soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. Good night.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
This conference is no longer being recorded.